In November, Egypt is set to host the biggest climate change conference in the world, COP27. And here in Cairo, sustainable entrepreneurship is all the buzz. One angel investor tells us why entrepreneurs are currently going green in the hope of big returns, not just financially, but also altruistically. They call him the Egyptian shark.
I don't know. I mean, people think I'm too strict and so on.
Because Khalid Ismail knows a thing or two about what makes a good startup. A judge on the Arab version of Shark Tank, today his VC fund is not only looking for a profitable return, but a green one.
We're very lucky that most of the startups we invested in have made good impact because we look for impact as well. So sometimes financial gain is not the only thing. There is a trade-off and we accept that. Of course we want to make money at the end, but you know, if it's not 10x or 50x, but only 2x, and yet it had a good impact on the society and so on, that keeps us also still happy.
After successfully selling his Cairo-based software company to Intel in 2011, Khalid could have retired, but instead wanted to invest in the next generation of young entrepreneurs in Egypt. 60% of the population is below the age of 30, according to government statistics.
I was not ready to do another 7-year tough journey and so on, but let me give back to people and the youth all the experience I learned, give back. I set aside some of the money that was from the gain of the sale to do that. And initially it was actually not for profit.
From waste management to electronic waste to reusable cooking oil, Khalid's company is known for investing in startups that claim to be environmentally friendly.
VCs want more the tech part, quick turnarounds, you know, an app and all of these things. Whereas, you know, a more sustainable endeavor that takes 5-7 years to build and needs cash flow and all of that is typically not on the radar screen of many VCs. So we thought it's a blue ocean for us to become known as investors in that area. And true enough, that's what happened. So in waste management in particular, we've invested in 5 startups.
One of the first was biodiesel Masar. Meet Mahmoud Al-Rakab. His aha moment came at a petrol station in the UK when he saw biodiesel fuel on offer. The same can't be said in Egypt. Now he's dedicated his career to changing that. And Mahmoud says the answer can be found in everyone's kitchen.
We are a biofuel producer out of used cooking oil and all the waste oils. Biodiesel is completely alternative to petroleum diesel that run the commercial engines and all the fleets.
While used cooking oil is readily available in Egypt, it is costly to convert into biodiesel. Biodiesel costs are currently 70 to 130% higher than petrol and diesel. In Egypt, diesel is subsidized by the government. So for now, his market is Europe, where EU mandates dictate the use of biofuels.
The European market is huge. It's $14.2 billion market size.
Mahmoud says Egypt's proximity to Europe makes his business logistically viable.
We are in the middle of the world, so it's a good opportunity.
He believes his company, which produces 90 metric tons of biodiesel per day, could help Egypt become a market leader in this space.
Or I'm not hoping that my company only to be the largest or the first producer. We are the largest in MENA region. We know this by now. But I hope that Egypt, is the country that I belong to, will be the largest producer of biofuels in the world. It's not the company, it's the country.
Khalid Ismail agrees and believes turning a profit doesn't necessarily have to be bad for the planet.
We all know that, you know, less CO2 or whatever is better for the world. But, you know, there is a price for that. So you go to a factory and say, produce less CO2, they say, this is going to cost me $2 million a year. I'm not going to do it. But if you can turn that environmental need into a financial gain, then you don't need to convince them that you're doing this for the environment. You're doing it still as any enterprise for financial gain. But while you're doing that, by the way, you are reducing the carbon emission, you are doing good for the environment, you're doing good for your society, and so on.